Welcome back to Homestead-Miami Speedway. NASCAR Nextel Cup Series season finale. We're getting ready to crown a champion here. These aerial shots from high above, courtesy of our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. Matt Kenseth is still our leader. Kurt Busch in second. Martin Truex is now third. Ryan Newman is fourth. Tony Stewart has moved up to fifth position, all the way back from 14th starting spot.
Doc, we've been talking about Martin Truex and Matt Kenseth a little bit now. We've talked about how fast Truex been, but now the last couple laps, Kenseth has actually matched his time, so it looks like he's not catching them now. They're really holding their own. And right there, Kurt Busch is just hanging in right in the middle. His lap times are varying back and forth a little bit, but it appears now the two fastest cars in the field are the one car, Truex and Kenseth.
But what about Jeff Gordon, the 24 car? We told you Gordon has had 4 consecutive wins and built an 86-point lead. It's been a while since Jeff Gordon has been able to go by the 48. But guess what here? He's doing it at Homestead-Miami Speedway on the day that he has to do it and make it work.
Jerry, we talked a little bit about these cars have been so good and the drivers have been so smart. The teams have been so good. But a lot of times they don't have the fastest race cars in the field, although they end up front. Andy, right now we're getting beat by almost 4/10 of a second on the racetrack, and that's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's early.
Yeah.
These guys seem to be good when it counts at the end of the race, and that's what you'll see here. With these guys, they don't have the fastest car the whole day. They work on their cars. They keep working on them until they're the fastest when they need them to be.
Early in this race, how about a couple of guys here that Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be driving for Hendrick Motorsports next year? And how about Earnhardt Jr. just sailing by the 5 of Kyle Busch?
It looked like Kyle Busch cut the switch off when they came off that corner. That's just a real illustration of how that momentum works here. Junior was running that bottom line earlier. Now he's got that thing all the way against the wall.
And boy, you see that back of that car just kind of jumping around. I mean, him and Martin Truex are doing exactly the same thing. Same type of chassis, dead on top.
Check out our sprint speed lap here. Dale Earnhardt Jr. sprinting toward the front. Remember, folks, he started back in 41st position. His last lap over 160.3 miles an hour, and much quicker than the leader as the last 3 consecutive time winner here, Biffle on pit road. Mike?
And Greg Biffle real happy with his race car things. Just a tick tight in center groove, but when he gets up high, a little bit loose there. No significant adjustments to the 16 car. 4 tires and fuel. Jamie?
And Matt Kenseth has been leading his first laps ever here at Homestead. He said his car is just right in 3 and 4, a little tight in 1 and 2, slight adjustment, 4 tires. He's down and away. Mike?
Carl Edwards has been adjusting his brake bias throughout the course of this first run. Still very happy with his race car. They'll make an air pressure adjustment. Also raise the track bar because he feels it's a little bit tight in turns 1 and 2 and has no grip in turns 3 and 4. They're down and away after a 4-tire change.
Man, the whole field is hitting pit road. Now, here's Martin Truex on pit road, and they looks like about lap 48, 49 is all they can run on fuel.
Go down to Dave.
The car wants to spin out in turns 3 and 4. That's a report from the driver, but that is a fast situation right now for Martin Truex. They will change 4 tires. It'll be an air pressure adjustment for Truex in the 1 car. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson also coming down pit road as his team waits for him as he comes into a stop right now. Jimmy's reporting his car is tight in the center of the corners. That will get a chassis adjustment. The wrench is going in both sides. Those are wedge adjustments. Air pressure as well. Chad Knaus telling his driver, we'll try to free you up a little bit, buddy. Tires going on the left-hand side, and now he leaves pit road. Alan.
And you see Kurt Busch on the left-hand screen pitting from 2nd place, where he's running before the round of pit stops started. Trouble in turn 2, trouble in the pit entrance.
Your caution is out, caution is out. Got the 29 coming in, stay low.
8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. sideways. You see him getting back on the racetrack. The 29 of Harvick down there trying to avoid trouble as well. And caution comes out as you see Jeff Gordon in the pits for his first stop of the day. Left side tires, Steve Letarte and crew are going to get 4 tires on. You hear most of these guys complaining of the cars being tight.
All clear, 42 to the cone, 42 to the cone.
It's going to shuffle them up a little bit because all of them had not made their pit stops.
Yeah, you got half of them on the racetrack, half of them on pit road right now, Andy. This has got everything totally confused right now when it comes to pit strategy.
We're scored.
Folks, Jimmy Johnson, it would be a lap down right now by virtue of making that pit stop, and others that haven't pitted yet. Now let's show you what happened here trying to get on the pit road.
We talked to Carl Edwards. He's our in-race reporter about this narrow pit road is very tough. And we saw a race leader last night, David Reagan, spin, but he gets hit. He's out in the dirt. He's trying to get back in. Massive melee at the entry of pit road here at Homestead.
That was Kyle Busch in the 5 car that got into the 8 car of Earnhardt Jr. You saw Patrick Carpentier was there as well in the 10. There's the damage on the left rear of the 8 car. And we are being told that NASCAR is going to call the 8 and 29 in for commitment cone violations. Once you come to that commitment cone, you got to come on the pit road, and he came back on the racetrack.
They definitely violated the commitment cone. They were both crashing as they went by it.
You had to avoid that 8 car not to hit him in the side door there, you know what I mean?
Okay, you got these leaders right here. Looked like Tony Stewart wanted to pit, but you have to pit from the access road. You can't come in off the racetrack right there.
You have to come in off of the end of the back straightaway in turn 3. So had he turned down pit road, he would have had a commitment cone violation.
That's kind of confusing here at this racetrack because it looks like you can come right off the track on the pit road, but NASCAR requires these guys to use the access road, just like you saw where the 8 and the 5 car got together.
You know, it makes you wonder. We saw last night that Busch Series race when David Reagan spun out and crashed on the entry. It's got to be in these drivers' mind because this road is so narrow. I mean, there's many cars sliding off in the dirt trying to pit.
Looks like his 5 car's got some damage. He's got a lot of damage on that headlight door. Alan?
Kyle Busch was one of those guys who had not yet pitted before that caution came out, which could turn out to be a good break. We'll have to wait and see. He does have some damage behind the left front wheel and in front of the left front wheel. They've got fender damage there from contact. You see them also working around the right front side of the car. So nose damage on this machine from that whole scramble there. That brought the caution out in the middle of the green flag stops, and that's too bad. Casey Kane, when Kyle Busch went by him on the racetrack, said that 5 car is going to win the race tonight. He had a good run going in the early part. Now those fenders, it's going to be hard on a fast track like this with those aerodynamics all messed up.
Alan, Tony the Tiger there on the hood a little bit bent up here. Watch the violation now. Watch trying to see here. There's the 8 of Earnhardt Jr. That was a cone. They went back up on the racetrack. So the 29 and 8 commitment cone violations. 9 cars up front had not yet pitted, including Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart, Juan Pablo Montoya, Reed Sorensen and company. And here they come on the pit road. They slow down at 45 miles an hour for their first stop of the day. Jamie.
And Tony Stewart, of course, wanted to come in until the caution came out, but he said his car's really, really tight, and he said it's really tough to see as they enter pit road with that sun setting now. Definitely visibility an issue for Tony Stewart. He's just going to make a slight adjustment, and we're going to go to Mike Massaro.
And the 42 car reacting just the way Donnie Wingo expected it to. Started off a little bit loose, then tightened up. No adjustments, just 4 tires and fuel. Dave?
New leader Ryan Newman gives it up to come down pit road. His car just a little bit tight. They make a track bar and air pressure adjustment. The main concern was, do you have enough fuel to make it around? Driver saying, I've still got fuel pressure on his way down pit road.
Good pit stop on Ryan Newman's group as he will come back out off of pit road as leader. Juan Pablo Montoya has had a good car all weekend here. Chip Ganassi, Felix Sabates excited about what Juan Pablo could do. It was this race a year ago that he made his very first Cup Series start. And of course, Clint Boyer up a couple of spots. Under caution for the first time today, back with the restart at Homestead-Miami in a moment.